10 o'clock. So here we go. All right, welcome to our Saturday morning beauty session. I'm super excited about this one. Of course, I love all the Saturday morning topics, but this one on tips and tricks and beauty hacks, in case you're thinking, what is a hack? What does that even mean? We just have great alternate uses, right, for some of our top products that I bet you didn't know all of these. And so, Teresa, I'm going to have you kick us off this morning with one of your favorite beauty hacks.
Oh my God.
And we'll get going.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you, these are so much fun. And, and every time somebody else shares a new beauty hack, I'm like, I run in the bathroom and have to try it. So I have literally tried the majority of these and actually used them. So we're going to start off, first of all, with finishing spray. And I did say earlier that if you guys have another hack or tip or trick or whatever that we didn't include, just throw your hand up in the air and we'll have you unmute yourself, and then you can share that or put it in our chat. So finishing spray, there are so many things. First of all, our finishing spray is an amazing product in and of itself. It is like finishing your hair with a little bit of hairspray. You can do the same thing with your makeup to set your makeup and make it last all day. And you can use it again throughout the day. And Susan's just showing you, oh, it feels amazing. And basically you would just go down, you make a T, a spritz, and then an X, and just spritz your face. But here are some of the fun hacks with the finishing spray. First of all, you can use a quick spritz of the finishing spray anywhere that you want to inhibit perspiration. And this is great for, on a wedding day and the bride's going to be out, if she wants to get, little, places that she doesn't want sweat. So anybody that is, what'd you say, Suze?
You froze.
Did I freeze? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, lovely. Anyway, anywhere that you want to not have sweat, you can use the finishing spray. It's great on your brushes before you apply whatever product. Particularly if you use it on your eyeshadow brush, you can actually get the foil look that is really popular right now. And we have a fall limited edition 2 eyeshadow duos that are called foils. But you can get the look just by spritzing some finishing spray right on your eyeshadow brush before you apply your eyeshadow. It makes it go on more opaque and get the color in. I like to sometimes even spray it on my translucent powder brush before I put my translucent powder on. It kind of sticks right to the brush, and then the powder sticks to the brush, and then it just gives me more of an airbrushed finish. So if you're super oily, that would be me. I use the finishing spray throughout my makeup process. So I'm going to use it right after I put my foundation primer on. I'm going to use some finishing spray. Then I'm going to get my foundation on and maybe my contouring or my powder, and then some more finishing spray. Then I'm going to blot towards the end, and then I'm going to finish up with finishing spray. So 3 or 4 times throughout my process, especially in the summertime, I spritz finishing spray. You can also use it on your blending sponge, which is fabulous. So if you're using your blending sponge to apply your foundation or, just to blend out anything with your concealer, spritz a little finishing spray on that. Then if you're, the angled brush. Okay, I'm just going to finish with this one. I love to dip because I like to use the angled brush to either put my, did I freeze up again?
Just for a moment. It's okay.
For just a moment. I love the angled brush at the end of the brow spoolie. One end is the angled brush, the other end is the brow. I love to maybe just finish off my brows with it with a little hazelnut eyeshadow, or I like to spritz a little finishing spray and dip it in a little eyeshadow to actually give me a really soft liner. So those are some of the tips, tricks, and hacks for finishing spray. Anybody have one that they want to add, or a thought or a question?
I do love putting it on my smudger brush. I think you mentioned that. And then using your powder shadow as your liner. That's one of my favorite things to do with it. So love it. Also learned from Lori Hogg that after you've done all of your primers, you've done your moisturizer, your foundation primer, your eyebrow, spritz that to set it before you add your other products. Is that what you were going to say, Nora?
No, I typed it in the chat actually. Another Lori Hogg tip was, as you were saying, Teresa, wherever you may have sweat, her big one was put it under the girls. Definitely helps.
Really?
Really.
On your chest?
Murky,
Yep.
so they're already at no.
Ah, you're good.
Oh, I don't have any pendulous anything laying against my skin.
Me neither. Nah.
No.
Pendulous. The word of the day is pendulous. No, there it is. We all get it. Well, that's a great tip.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is a
under the
great
girls.
tip.
Anybody else before we move on? On that note, I want to tell about the beauty hacks that you can use beauty blotters for. These are such a great product, and we kind of forget to talk about them and promote this. There's 75, these little papers. They look like cigarette rolling papers actually, but you just press it against your makeup. Of course, that's its main use, to give you a nice matte finish. If you tend to be oily or combination or really any skin type, you can use these to just give you a nice fresh look on your face. But it's really no coincidence that they also look like the papers that you use to clean your glasses, because guess what? You can use them to clean your glasses. So these are fabulous. You can also use them after you've applied your daily moisturizer. You know, let your skin absorb the product for a minute or two and then blot. And all the excess product, you know, that would have just laid on the surface of your skin can be blotted off. And then you apply your foundation primer and your foundation. And it also is a good thing to show your clients that they might be applying too much moisturizer. So that, and just again, shows that our products, a little dab goes a long way. Teresa, I'm gonna let you talk about this one with the blotting your lipstick, because that's not something I've used it for before, and I want you to explain that with the powder.
I love that. You know, and one of the things to make your lipstick go on and stay on longer is putting layers of lipstick or lip gloss on, and then in between layers, blotting it with the beauty blotters, and then adding more liner or lipstick. But another trick is, after you get a layer on, you want to blot it, because you actually want a lip to kind of become a stain. And so if you blot it with the blotters, and then while the blotter is there, okay, on your lips, I should have one out here. I've got blotters everywhere, and I can't believe I don't have one sitting right here on my desk. But blot it, and then take translucent powder and put on top of the blotter. Okay, so picture a blotter sticking out of your lips, and there you go, Susan.
Like this?
Yeah, just like that. And then put your translucent powder right over top of that, and then take your blotter off. And so it sets it. And then you can reapply a little gloss or a little bit more lipstick. It's amazing. If you will layer your lipsticks, you'll be on all day.
So you put the powder on through the blotter.
Through the blotter. That is correct.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, anybody else have any tips about beauty blotters?
I just have a question on the translucent powder, because I always thought it was put the powder on and then blot. That's good to know. It's on the other side of the blotter, not
on the other side of the blotter.
On the lips.
You can do that, but haven't you ever done that where you've put some powder right on your lips and they just kind of like, it just kind of muddy and sticky and yucky? So
yeah,
this is a way that you're kind of blotting that excess lip color, and then just take a brush, take an eyeshadow brush or whatever kind of brush, and just apply the powder right there, and then blot, you know, kiss your lips, and then take the blotter off. Works great.
Cool. Thanks.
Very cool.
And I'm wearing Pink Fusion. This is one of our new lip glosses, and I love this color.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Next, Teresa, you're up for eyeshadows.
Oh my gosh. There's a zillion. Well, this is eyes and eyeshadows. So some of our eye products, and there's just a million different things. First of all, with your eyeshadow, hey Jenny, with your eyeshadow primer, oh, it says I'm probably freezing up. I hope I'm not freezing up, but I think I'm freezing up. Can you all hear me? Did I just go away? I just
keeps freezing.
I'm here.
You keep freezing.
I'm here.
Okay.
Back. Okay.
We hear you.
With your after you put your eye primer on, make sure to take the excess that is on your ring fingers and tap right on the inside of the corners of your nose and then bring it down right underneath your eyes. Just whatever's excess with the eye primer, because you don't want to actually apply eye primer there, but just the excess is there. It kind of mats out all of
Teresa,
your
you're frozen in the craziest.
Sorry. Why am I freezing?
Teresa, you're frozen, honey.
You take over. I'm going to go see if Bob will turn the thing
You're
off.
frozen with your hands like this. It's hilarious. Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about eyeshadows before she gets back. Have you ever used your cheek colors as eyeshadows? You know, you can do that. It's been really fun. I've also used my bronzing powders as eyeshadows. So I think, you know, if somebody says, oh, I just want something really simple, well, bronze with it and then use it maybe in your crease as your mid-tone color. That's always fun. It gives a really, really nice, different look. Go ahead, Teresa.
Okay. Sorry about that. I went to see if, well, I did it again.
Okay, there you go.
Daggone. Okay, here I am. Let's see how long this lasts. I don't know what the problem is this morning, but okay, it seems that it's working. One of the things that I love to use the lash primer for is on my hair. If you've got some kind of wild hair, can y'all hear me? Not if,
Okay.
okay, because I'm like cracking and bubbling and making weird noises. Take the lash primer. No, that's not Bob. That's me. Okay. Take the lash primer, and if you've got crazy wild hairs, just kind of wipe the end of it off and then just use it through your hair, and it will lay down the crazy hairs. And that is a really good thing to do. I also love to layer my mascaras, not just be one mascara is an end all be all, but I love to layer them. So when I curl my lashes, I love right as soon as they've been curled to put waterproof mascara on first. And it like those curls don't move. I mean, once the waterproof mascara is on, they do not move. And then you can come back with whatever other, if you want to put the ultimate on over top of the waterproof, or you want any of lash lengthening, lash love, you can put that over top of the waterproof to give you a little bit of extra lashes, but starting off with the waterproof really holds the curl. You can
So, Teresa, let me just ask you a quick question then. Are you saying you could use waterproof mascara as your lash primer? Or do you do primer, then waterproof, and then your other? Because that's a lot of layers.
I use it as my lash primer, especially in the summertime. If I'm going to be going out like today, we're going to be on the boat, so I have very little eye makeup on, but I did curl them and throw on just a little waterproof mascara. If I wanted a little extra oomph, then I could put another type of mascara on. As a matter of fact, I may have put a little lash lengthening on, but that's it. And then it makes your really whatever mascaras you got on, it really kind of waterproofs them, keeps them from smudging and smearing, and so yes, use it in lieu of lash primer, which I love lash primer, but that's my little
Nora's
trick.
got a comment on that.
Yes.
No, I actually have a question. Not to. When you're finished with the lash primer, can you backtrack to the eye primer? Because you froze when you were here, and I wanted to hear what do you do with the excess.
Okay. Take whatever because I use eye primer. I don't care what I'm doing. I always have eye primer on. So I've got my eye primer on, and whatever's left on my fingers, tap to the very inside of your nose, because you know that area gets kind of shiny, and then all the way underneath your eyes. And what it does is it just creates a more matte finish there. It also keeps any under lash from smudging. If you've got a little mascara or a little liner under there, it'll also keep that area from smudging. So just carry it on underneath your eyes. You can, just another quick one, I've done this before, take a little foundation primer and mix it with a little eyeshadow, and you can make your own cream eye colors. That's a really cool one. That works really well. Then another thing you could do with our brow volumizing brow tints is use them on your roots. they do.
And the roots.
Great. Okay, it does. Just if you just need to touch up your roots, we've all kind of been through that process over the last few months, and so it does give you just a little extra. Do you remember, Susan, when we had little hair, like we had a blonde and a dark, and we could actually put like streaks in our hair with these big wands?
Do you know I found
Oh, I froze up again.
closet, and I don't know if you guys have these, but you got that little basket in your makeup drawer or closet from just past discontinued things or what. Yeah, Teresa's laughing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I still had one of those, and it wasn't dried up,
That's
but it
amazing.
was like a mascara wand with gold coloring on it or dark coloring on it, so you could add your own highlights to your hair.
Yep.
It's fun to see where we've come from, all the cool things
I
we've
wish
had in
they
the past.
bring those back because I really love those. And
Yeah.
everybody knows my trick about that I learned, and I just teach it to everybody, is to take the waterproof eye pen that we have, the felt tip pen, but you can actually, all of our liners are waterproof, right? So you can actually, except for I think the gel liner, but using that right underneath the upper lash line, really close to the lash line underneath, it makes your lash line look bold, look thicker, and you don't even really need to put any liner on top of your lashes when you do that.
Now it's not on the wet tissue under
No.
here. It's just in among those lashes, right?
Exactly. And
I'll
it
do
just
that
makes
today,
it
in
makes
fact.
you have a bold lash line and makes your lashes look thicker and fuller. So those are some of the eyeshadow mascara tips.
All right, those are good. Any other comments about that? Anybody? Oh, Teresa, gotta unmute yourself.
When you said, is it the eye primer? No, the lash primer you're putting on the hair,
Yes.
or
yes.
foundation primer?
Lash primer.
Okay, that's
Because
what I wrote down.
it's on a
For the
wand.
flyaways,
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
got
I get
kind
it.
of crazy hairs, and it will just lay them down. It works really great.
Got it.
so cool.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna go next with extra emollient night cream. Oh. What's funny to me is this product's been part of our line, I think, since 1963. No kidding. This was part of the original basic skincare. Like everybody was told to use this on your skin at night. And, can you imagine if you're a really oily person, this is one of my friends lovingly calls this pink axle grease. But it is the best all-purpose. I mean, just think that it's been in the line for 56, 57 years. There's got to be some great secret to this. So this is great, not only just because if you have very dry skin, you can dab a little bit of water on your face and then apply this at bedtime, and it holds that water close to the skin. So it's a wonderful face cream, but I like it for my neck and throat and for this area that tends to be drier and crepier. So don't forget this area here. You might be a totally different skin type than this here. So go ahead and use that. But you can use it on your wet skin after a shower or a bath. It just makes your skin glow. And I love the smell of it. It's just, to me, this is what Mary Kay smells like. This and that old pearl lip gloss. Remember that? So there's some definite fragrances for Mary Kay from the past. A little bit of this in the corner of your eyes keeps them from running. Lori Hogg says that too. You can just dab a little right in here. If you ever get one of those little weepy corners of your eyes, like during allergy season, and they get kind of crusty, my kids use, Mommy, I have a corner, is what they call it. So this is great for that. It's wonderful for diaper rash. It will heal that. It also will keep your nose from running when it's under your nose. Now, what's this, Teresa? It says keeps your visor from bogging up. What visor?
Well, I know
This is
personally
your note on this. I'm like, what?
that if you've got a swim mask on, it will help with the
She
swim
freezes
mask.
every time.
Sorry.
Oh, when you have you mean swimming goggles?
Swim goggles or swim mask, but I don't know why it's got visor. I don't know.
Okay, so like you could, but wouldn't it make it filmy and foggy? I mean, look at
You
greasy.
put it
I
right
don't know.
around the edges of it, and it kind of creates a better seal so that it's not
Oh.
that extra moisture in there.
Okay. It's also gotten rid of every case of eczema anywhere on the body. People praise it for that. You can also use step 1, the hand softener in our satin hand sets, or this. If you have like a raw nose from blowing your runny nose, diaper rash, eczema patches, ashy knees, cracked heels, it's a great cuticle cream. It's great for chapped lips overnight while you're sleeping. If you have really rough heels, a lot of time in the summer when you're wearing sandals and open back shoes, you get those cracked heels. Massage this into your feet and wear socks to bed. It's miraculous the next morning how it has softened that skin. It's also great if you have really chapped hands. I don't know that you'd have gloves, but I remember when I was a little kid doing something similar with like Vaseline. We used to have those little white gloves, but you can do that with this. We joke around and say extra emollient night cream is probably a dessert topping and a floor wax too, because it has so many purposes. But do you know you can actually use this on your furniture, like as a furniture polish? I mean, it is crazy how many great things this is for. It's also a good burn cream. And just let me make a statement. These are not things that the company says. These are just things from our own experience with the product, what we've tried and used. The company would not call this a burn cream. But I have the story where Reggie grabbed the grill grate one time, just without thinking, grabbed the hot grill grate, and it burned him right in that crease of his finger. He trying everything, and they say extra emollient night cream's a good burn cream. He put it on and immediately took the heat out. He goes, it took you an hour and a half to remember that? But this is a really great product. It just takes the heat and burn out of a burn. Any other comments? I bet there's more uses for this. Nora?
Yeah, when we lived up in Jersey in the winter, well, you guys are all up north too. You lick your lips and you get that red ring all around for the kids. I'd slap it on them before they'd go to bed. It'd be gone in the morning. Yep. So they all still ask, Mom, I need pink. I need more pink.
Pink axle grease.
Pink axle, I call it that all the time. But even as a musician, when my lips they just get raw from playing so much, I can't say enough good about it. It just helps, and it's instant. And yes, we had the same thing with a burn, and definitely eczema. Yep.
Don't let it take an hour and a half of agony to remember it. Teresa?
It's the miracle product.
Teresa Reader.
It just
No, sorry. Okay. She freeze? Okay.
No, Teresa Reader, you're on.
I was just going to add to you when you said it, we've had it for 50 years. It was part of the satin hand set. And then they replaced it with that other little bottle. And then the other thing is, it's like a paraffin treatment is how I usually, when you were mentioning about putting it on your hands, paraffin dips, it's kind of like the same thing.
That's a great way to describe it.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's what do they call it, an occlusive or non-occlusive? I forget which it is, that it holds stuff in. And so it holds in moisture, and if you dab a little bit of water with it, it actually holds that water close to your skin. So it's pretty awesome. And how much is it? $13, $14, $15? I don't even know.
$15.
And it lasts forever. And everybody needs one in their medicine cabinet. I mean, one in your purse, medicine cabinet, car. It is. The pink stuff. That's what everybody. I need some of that pink stuff. Okay.
And it had really bad because of diapers. So I use that a lot on that.
Eczema and diaper rash.
Yep.
Perfect. Good product. Okay, Teresa.
Well, I tell you what, we got lots more tips, tricks, and hacks. So I think we're going to have a part 2 next week. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going to kind of wrap things up a little bit about my Mary Kay story and my journey, just to let everybody know, because this is the last thing that I would have ever thought that I'd be doing here, besides all the other crazy stuff that we've had going on in 2020, that I'd be sitting here talking about my Mary Kay story 31 years later. March of 1989 found me working in corporate America. I had been the director of purchasing for a large manufacturing firm in Louisville for about 15 years. I had a 2-year-old at home, I had an 8-year-old at home, and I had a 14-year-old at home. My husband and I had a blended family. He brought 2 with him, and then we had 1 together. And so, my life had been taking some twists and turns, and I just felt like I was sacrificing my family. I was working long hours, leaving early in the morning, coming home late in the evening, and I was doing baths and schoolwork and bedtime and dinner and all that kind of stuff, and starting it all over again the next day. And I thought there's got to be something more to this. And I didn't want to have somebody else raise my our little girl. So I was just kind of in a flux situation. Somebody mentioned Mary Kay, and I wholeheartedly laughed and said, there's absolutely no way that I'm ever going to do anything like that. I was very prejudiced about direct selling. I thought all direct sales were pyramid schemes and, was the last thing to stay away from. So, but I still was in this place, and somebody handed me a video, and it was called Career Moves. And this was a long time ago, but it was life changing for me because I watched the video and I'm like, well, these, I like makeup. I love skincare. These women are making a lot of money. They're having fun. They're raising their children, and they're being able to be work at home moms. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want to stop working. I just wanted to be able to work from home. So I was, the best thing that I did, and it's what I tell everybody, if they're looking at Mary Kay, is possibly, just some extra shoe money or a pink hobby, or maybe it's a career change. If you're thinking that maybe, just maybe, Susan says she's probably still got a Career Moves video. I'm sure I do, because you know what? I would not let that go. Probably wouldn't ever be able to find a VCR to play it on, but it changed my life, and I'm so thankful for that. But anyway, I just, I knew that I needed to try it before I could make a decision. Does that make sense? I couldn't say yes or no to something that I really didn't know. And I thought at the very least, I could get my cosmetics at wholesale. And I knew that it was a great cosmetic line. I wasn't currently a customer. And Susan mentioned the Pink Pearl lip gloss. That was the only thing that I'd ever tried of Mary Kay it was in the line, but before I signed my agreement. But I just knew I had nothing to lose by giving it a try. So I did. A consultant came over on a Saturday morning. She shared the business plan with me. I said, Bob, I think I'm thinking about doing this Mary Kay thing. He said, Teresa, if you want to command complete flexibility over your time and any income that you want, you need to be in sales, period. Because that's what he was in. And he was right. I just didn't like sales. I was a buyer. I didn't like salespeople. I didn't like, so we all have those negative things in our brains about them. But I soon learned that this is not about selling. This is about sharing. It's about teaching. It's about lifting somebody up. It's about relationships. It's way more than selling a lipstick. So I gave it a try. No, I think I'm probably starting to freeze up again. Am I doing good? It keeps giving me a wave. Anyway, long story short, I signed my agreement in March of 1989, and 31 years later, I am so thankful that I made the decision to give this a try. Within 3 months of being in the company, I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I worked my full-time job for 2.5 years while I built a customer base. And then I told my husband, I am going to be a sales director by your birthday. This was in the spring of 1991. And I was, I celebrated finishing directorship on my husband's birthday on Halloween that year, because he's a Halloween baby. So it's been life-changing. I've earned 14 free cars. I have trips, diamond rings, but bottom line is the people, the friends, the flexibility, all the things, the gifts that this has given me, being able to raise my kids and be able to be a work-at-home mom. And now I'm a work-at-home puppy mom and able to be home to help raise our dogs. And my husband's mostly retired, and it's just wonderful. If we want to take the day and go on our boat or do something special during the middle of the week, I can do that. I've got the flexibility to really design my own life, and I don't have to ask somebody to go to the bathroom or to when I'm going to take vacation. And during these last 6 months, for sure, I've just been reminded how blessed I am to be in this company, to be in this business, to have this pink bubble, to have these wonderful women around me. And people need Mary Kay now more than ever. So that's my story. And Susan, I'll let you just take it from here and wrap us up.
Yeah, I'll just wrap it up here for any guests who are watching this on the recording. I want to make sure that you have just a little bit of information and know how you could be part of this with us. Just going to share the screen. This is there's 3 options here on our starter kit. The full starter kit, $100. It was $90 when I joined 30 years ago. That just impresses the heck out of me, that only $10 increase in 32 years. It's over $400 worth of products, beautiful bag, everything you need in it for training and samples for your first 30 faces, $100. I mean, we go to Target with a cart and you come home with more than that and don't even have anything to fix dinner with. So $100 today is definitely an affordable opportunity. But if you choose, you could do the middle option there through the end of September is our eStart, where for just $30, you will have a consultant number, a personalized website, and the capability to take credit card payments. That alone is a $70 value and you get it for $30. It's no products to sell. It's not the samples and everything that you get in the full starter kit, but it is a great way to have a virtual Mary Kay business and do these types of parties with your friends all over the place through Zoom or Facebook Live type of business. And if you want, you can do both options, get your full starter kit, and then for just that extra $30, have that $70 value of the website and the credit card processing for a year. So it's wonderful. Whether you want to work a business as a hobby, just to get a price and maybe 5 or 10, 20 friends who are going to buy products somewhere that aren't as good as ours. You can sell to them at retail prices and maybe make a little extra shoe money, have a little extra fun money. You might want to do it just as a side hustle where maybe you're doing a few of these virtual appointments, maybe a couple a week. Maybe you take over some of the utilities or take over the mortgage payment or help put your kids in private school, whatever your reason would be. You can do that for just a couple extra hours a week and have a side hustle. Or maybe you want to be a boss babe and move into management, share this opportunity with other people, do more selling and more team building, and just take it all the way. There's a place for you in Mary Kay, and we would love to talk to you more about how this could fit into your life and be as big a blessing to you as it has for all of us on this call. Thank you for giving us a half hour of your Saturday morning. Consultants, I love you. I love seeing you on here and having coffee with you every Saturday. Don't forget, we'll be here on Tuesday night. I say we have another PJ party. These have been really fun on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. And if you are a guest watching this, be sure you connect with your consultant. If she has an opportunity to get samples to you in time, we will, but you can be on it even without samples and see some great befores and afters and learn more about our products. So love you guys. Have a great Saturday. Happy weekend. Have fun out on the boat, Teresa.
I will.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.